We are here at the BRICS Trade Expo, and I'd like to welcome Mr. Mark MINNIES. He is from Denel. Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on Hilaal TV. Mark, let's talk about Denel. Obviously, weapons manufacturer, but there's so much more to what Denel does. Talk to us about the evolution of Denel, and of course how it's become such a leading manufacturer of weapons, aircraft, technology, and so much more in the country.
Okay, basically, Denel has got a very long history, right, of probably about 50 years. Then, and it all actually happened during the previous regime where South Africa was not able to get technology from overseas, and they had to use their own engineers and ingenuity to develop the various systems. That coupled with a very good engineering schools were in South Africa, as where you get this defense capability today. Incidentally, I just mentioned to a client just now that South Africa is the only country on the continent of Africa with a sizable defense industry. The only one, really.
And that's important, isn't it? Because it just shows that whatever myths and whatever has been spoken about South Africa and its lack of defense military, Denel is there to show that, listen, we're quite big and we're quite effective.
Yes, absolutely. Make no bones about it. We, as a company, we just come from a very difficult period, but luckily things are looking better. We're on the up, right? Like any company who gets its ups and downs. But we're a state company, right? And the first order of priority, it is to support the South African National Defence Force, right? And obviously a defence force would like to have a supplier that is sovereign. In times of war, you shouldn't be able to worry who's going to support you or not. So sovereignty is a very important element, and that is what the now supplies and provides to the SANDF, which is our most important customer.
Let's talk about new technology. I mean, the world keeps on evolving, things change. What is Denel embarking on in terms of new technology that can really show the world that South Africa can be amongst the world leaders in defense technology?
Yeah, one just have to look at what is happening in the global defense space, and what you will find out is that the new frontier, of course, is cyber, artificial intelligence, in other words, the ITC space. Um, because countries and even companies realize, especially the ITC space used to be not strategic, but nowadays you have to be careful who is handling your IT space, right? So yeah, that is where you will find a lot of the international companies going into full ISR environment. It's especially into computers and IT and software development and so on. Yeah.
Mark, one thing that always catches my eyes, of course, aeroplane technology, and it keeps on evolving. Talk to us about the work Denel's doing with regards to aeroplane technology and just the improvements on it.
Yeah. Well, as I said to you, we come from a difficult recent period, so there's not much room for new development. When things get better, there's more money available for new developments and so on. But Denal is, we in front of us, we just have a model of the Rooivalk attack helicopter over there, and it competes with the America's Apache, the Europeans' attack helicopter. That is the kind of class and technology that you will find within the now. Although you know the airborne capability, we're also one of the leaders when it comes to artillery. In other words, shooting an artillery piece up to 70 kilometers from here. You can take out the Union buildings if you really want it. So that is we still leaders in the world when it comes to artillery and artillery systems. Yeah.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on Hilaal TV, and all the best with regards to Denel and, of course, the improvements of their company.
Thank you. I thank you.
Okay, that's Mark MINNIES from Denel. Do stay tuned to Hilaal TV as we bring you more from the BRICS Summit and the BRICS Trades Fair.